You're listening to Analog Assault, a video game podcast by Mulehorn Gaming.
Welcome to the Analog Assault Podcast, your destination for video game talk, movies, and large explosions. I'm Wade, also known as Mulehorn117, and we're on episode 29. And tonight I have with me my bros, Alex, a.k.a. Circuit 8.
Hey.
Also, Kurt, a.k.a. Dirty Bombs.
Hey.
And Thaddeus Prime, also known as Thaddeus Prime.
Prime time, okay?
Prime time is always the
Hey.
way.
When you say something weird, just act like it was on purpose.
It's always on purpose.
Always and forever. Well, we are live every Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on Mixer.com/Mulehorn Gaming. And speaking of Mixer, check out our friends, the Shed Team, at theshedteam.com. So, fellas, we got a new game release, God of War. We got all kinds of stuff going on. So I just want to ask you guys, how's your week's been and what you've been playing?
God of War.
God of War. Sounds
God of War.
good. God of War. Yeah.
Not God of War.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry.
Wah, wah. Yeah, I can just live vicariously through every other singular streamer out there.
True facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Actually, been playing a mobile game a lot this week. It's called Harry Potter Hogwarts Mystery.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, I saw that on Instagram, but I also read a lot of bad reviews for it, so I'm like, I'm gonna not do that.
Yeah, I was part of that negative social commentary. A simple office meme netted me over 100 likes on Twitter this week.
I saw
my
that.
gosh, it blew up. Yeah.
A well-placed gym will do you good on social media.
Nice.
Yeah.
It was one of those looks he does. Wrinkle up the chin. Okay. But it's kind of like a room adventure game with energy and you're clicking stuff. And it's honestly, I wouldn't have touched the thing if it wasn't in the Harry Potter universe, you know?
Yeah.
So.
And you do like some Harry Potter.
Yeah, I do. I got to try it out. It's like some games wouldn't have been any good if they didn't involve Star Wars in some way. Harry Potter, I think they've had some decent games in the past, and I think Lego games are usually a win. But this one, take it with a grain of salt. See if you're into it. It's not very action-packed. It's more like, I just enjoy Harry Potter lore and checking it out. It's a little mystery. You're kind of going to school right after Harry Potter is born and his parents die.
Interesting.
So it's in that time frame.
So you don't play as Potter, you play as somebody else? Just like some
you're
rando?
Actually a character that you create and name, and you can choose, like, you go get your own wand, you're assigned to a house. I mean, you pick whether you're going to be Ravenclaw, Gryffindor, etc.
Nice.
So who'd you pick?
What?
Who'd you pick?
Oh, Ravenclaw.
Ravenclaw.
Actually, on Pottermore, I was assigned Slytherin.
Oh,
Oh,
you
yeah.
crafty snake, you.
Yeah. Cunning.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's one of the, like I said, it's cool if you like Harry Potter.
Yeah.
If you don't, you're not going to like it.
Cool, man. So, do I even need to ask you guys? I mean, are you doing anything besides playing God of War, Thaddeus, and Dirty Bombs?
No.
Nothing else? Nothing else exciting in your life?
No. Well, I take that back.
Free time killer.
Not game related by any means, but as you guys know, my kids play baseball and softball, so it's been another double win week. My son's team killed it.
Very nice.
On Tuesday, 13-2. Game ended in the fourth, but the coaches let them keep on playing. And then we barely won on my daughter's team today. So, man, my kids are just like
loving it, huh?
Man,
loving
13-2. That team that lost, that's the kind of team they make movies about.
Yeah. Bad News Bears,
That's when
man.
you play the soundbite of Shaq's like, show them no mercy.
So next week starts playoffs, and we're probably the top team in the gold bracket. So that's kind of awesome.
That's cool, man. That's very awesome.
And because of that, I've not had a whole lot of time to game and sleep. So
Yeah.
I get God of War when I can, but when I do, it's so good.
Oh, dude. I mean, that's literally. I mean, I jumped in one night, I think, to play some PUBG with some bros like Scarecrow and Underdog and Mod Light and the Rayman. I jumped in to play some PUBG with them, and I was like, the whole time I was playing PUBG, and you guys know how I like pew pew, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, I really want to play God of War right now. Like, I was sitting there, and you wouldn't think I would be thinking that, but I was. I was like, I kind of want to see what happens if I go here next. I wonder what's going to happen if I do this next.
Mm-hmm.
I'm being vague on purpose, but I was just like, man, I really want to play God of War, and I'm sitting here playing PUBG. But that's been pretty much my week. I've been playing a crap ton of God of War, and I think I've gotten pretty close to the end. Like, I've almost beat it. So that should tell you something about the game. We'll talk more about it in detail in a little bit. But yeah, man, been a good week. I got a funny dad story. You ready for story time here? So
You know it.
this is coming secondhand. This is from my wife. So my middle son, Whit, was going for school pictures, and they were getting in the car, and you know, the name of the company, he calls himself, his last name is Dab. So he's Mr. Dab. And he's like, all right, are you ready, Whit, for pictures with Mr. Dab? And he's like, yeah, I'm ready. And so like they get to the school and they're getting out, and Lindsay goes, okay, Whit, and do you remember how you're going to smile for him? And he goes like this.
Oh, no.
He did a dab for Mr. Dab.
That's funny. The kid's got jokes.
No, I was like, oh, he knows it too well. Yeah. So
My dad tells the best jokes.
my dad's the best joker there is. Yeah.
Dad jokes.
So, like, of course, when he got home, he's like, hey, Dad, guess what I did for Mr. Dabs? I dabbed. I was just like, oh, my gosh. Yeah. I'm sure he thought that was hilarious.
Well, better that than the chicken joke.
That is true.
I haven't told that one in a while. That's true. That's true.
There's reasons like that.
Yeah.
I like the bee joke better.
Yeah. So, yeah, God of War. That's pretty much it, man. It's been freaking awesome. So, but yeah, guys, and I also want to mention, you've heard me say it before, but in May, we have this big thing going on. Big thing. And actually, you know what? I probably should have got it out before I started the podcast to show you guys.
Whoa.
Dude,
Keep in your pants. Keep in your pants, man.
Put it out.
Fuck.
Yeah. But so our bros, Steve and Sully from the Nerd Foo, and Dwayne from 3 Beers and a Mic, and myself and Thaddeus Prime,
Hey yo.
we're going to be on a podcast panel called Comic Palooza. It's going to be in Houston in May, and oh, dude, it's going to be freaking awesome. They got some really big gets there. They're going to have Daredevil. They're going to have Jessica Jones. They're going to have Tom, who plays Spider-Man in the last Spider-Man movie, and he's in Infinity War. So it's going to be cool to see all those guys there. And so we're getting a lot of cool giveaways. Like we have a really cool what's called a Freedom Frag bottle breacher. I can't really break it out right now, but it's really, really cool. You have to check it out. I put it on Twitter a few weeks back, and we got Turtle Beach headsets to give away. I think we have 6 of those. We got some veteran-owned coffee company, some coffee we're going to give away. And also, we got something from Podbean, who hosts our podcast. They're going to send some swag. And I went and visited my local comic book shop this week, Titan Moon Comics. And I was like, hey, guys, going to Comic Palooza? Would you want to provide anything? And they're like, yes, I do. So I got some of these sweet comic books. And this one's really, really awesome. It's like a $30 value comic right there. I don't know if you can really see it very well.
Yeah.
And then they gave me one that's like a limited edition, only for store release, Spider-Man.
Nice.
And then this one right here, which is really cool. It's the #1 DC Universe Rebirth of Batman, signed by the author.
Hey.
And it has the certificate behind it as well for authenticity.
Oh, snap.
Fancy.
So yeah, legit, man. This one alone is worth like $40. So
You should type up a post for our site with all the stuff you're going to give away.
oh, we plan on it. We're just getting some of that stuff here and there. So, but yeah, so
MHG hype zone. Huh?
Google it, Comic Palooza. It's going to be awesome. If you're in Houston, come hang out with Thaddeus Prime, myself, Sully, and Steve, and Dwayne, all of us guys.
What's the panel going to be called?
The panel is called Ready, Set, Podcast.
Boom.
And we're gonna give some wisdom. We're gonna drop some words. So,
Some words.
Oh, there will be words dropped.
there'll be lots of words dropped. And before we get into this, guys, if you like the podcast, like the website, then consider being a supporter. Head over to patreon.com/Mulehorn Gaming to get all the details. So, I can has words, Snake Doctor. I just want to say that I can sometimes.
He's no wordsmith like Circuit though.
Yeah, I'm not a wordsmith, so that's why I have a circuit.
It's not all it's cracked up to be.
Yeah, get it. So, guys, when I say guys, I'm sorry, Circuit. We can't really discuss it with you, but God of War.
Like, I'm a guy. What are you getting at?
Yeah. Hooked on phonics. Yeah. So God of War, man, it is released. We can finally talk about it because we've got our hands on it. And holy freaking cow. I'm loving it. But I want to hear your thoughts first before I dive in.
Good, ready.
Okay. I like it a lot, just like turtles. No, legit. It's fucking gorgeous. And I remembered halfway through that, dude, I'm reviewing this. I should totally take screenshots. So I started doing that as well. Like, ew, that's pretty. And speaking of, the lack of a photo mode is kind of disappointing, to be completely honest with you.
I'd like
Not
to
there
have that.
yet, but I wish it was there already.
I thought there was a photo mode.
I mean, you can take a screenshot, but you can't set it up like you can in like
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Horizon or even in like Uncharted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can take screenshots, but you can't comp the photo,
Yeah.
which is kind of upsetting. But it's not like a massive turnoff. It's like, all right, I guess I'll just make do with what I got. I guess.
Yeah.
If that's your complaint.
That's basically all I've got right now.
Yeah.
Kratos is a really fucking distant asshole, though.
Boy.
Like, I don't know if they explain in that like God of War in 7 minutes or whatever the hell it was, or later in the game, as to who Atreus is to Kratos, if he's his actual son or if he's just like an adopted kid. But he's an asshole. He's not even like the stern, tough love parent. He's just an ass.
He's a typical Spartan. Just
It's just like
disconnected boy.
Boy.
Yeah.
Atreus! Oh, you remember his name? That's fantastic.
Stay next to me.
Boy.
Boy, read this.
I don't care. Brood. I don't care. They made me no harm.
Boy, it doesn't matter.
Okay, whatever. I'm just going to go hack shit up and, that's cool.
Yeah.
But I enjoy the, I don't want to use customization, the modification of gear. We'll go that route.
Yeah.
With the different runes and whatnot, and how you can make a different build more or less with runic or strength or defense or however it is that you want to try and play your game most. I've been unwillingly, or not unwillingly, I've been just kind of automatically going towards strength since it's how it buffs up your basic attacks and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I try to throw in some more runic in there as well, because the runic is what amplifies your special abilities.
Yep.
So you have a light runic attack and a heavy runic attack, and you pick up different attacks in chests throughout the game. And right now I have, which one am I using? I decided to switch it up because I found one in Alfheim just before I got on, where it was just like you just send a little singular super shockwave careening at an enemy.
I know which one you're talking about.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I prefer the one where he just like ground pounds with his axe and just freezes everything.
Like the 3-hit. Yeah.
I did
like
that
that
one before. I'm like,
That one's pretty awesome, man. Once you
I mean,
upgrade
it was all right, but it's just
cool.
if I was getting swarmed, I'd either just use my light heavy or my light heavy attack. Yeah, that makes sense. My light special attack, and just send out a little bitty winter shockwave.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, get up off me, get to stepping, fool.
Yeah.
But some of those some of the combos in that are pretty fucking fun.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
not gonna lie. And there were times where some of those puzzles were like devilishly simple, not puzzles necessarily, but some of the rooms where the traps that they had.
Yeah.
I remember in particular there was one pretty early on where they had a spiked ceiling that would lower up and down and whatnot, and you had to huck your axe at a panel that spun around and raise the ceiling up, and you had to then call it back and throw it at the gear so that way the ceiling would stay up there, and you just had to fist fight everything in there. I killed myself 3 or 4 times calling the axe back to me just out of habit. I'm like, no, stop that.
Yeah.
Just beat him up.
Yeah. That's awesome,
So,
dude.
I'm enjoying it thoroughly. So, I mean, and right now, yeah, the lack of a photo mode is just about the only negative that I have to throw at this game.
That's a first I think I've ever heard from you, Dirty Bombs.
I mean, I don't
Had
feel
to
like I'm
find
very far in.
something.
I
Yeah.
don't feel like I'm very far into it. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I can say I was hoping for a little bit more open worldliness other than just exploring a lake
So
here and there.
how far are you in it?
I got to Alfheim the last time I played, and then I stopped. And I got back around 7 o'clock tonight, and I'm like, well, it's 7 o'clock. I can either draw or go play God of War. I'm going to go play God of War. So
Yeah.
for an hour and 10 minutes, I just dicked around in Alfheim, and I found, like, King Dark Elf.
Oh,
don't
the
know who-
Dark Elves.
I don't know
yeah.
who the hell he is, but he's
Yeah.
a dude with the really big horns
Yeah.
and the extra badass wings.
Yeah.
So I chucked an axe at his head after he took Atreus for a hot second, and then I stopped.
You will see him much, much more.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure I'm going to have to fight him. I have no
He's-
doubt about that.
You're still pretty early in the game, so
Yeah.
just wait, dude. It gets even more badass. Is the best way I can explain it. So
See, that's the beauty of what you said. You've dicked around a lot in Elham, and you don't feel like you've gone very far. There is so much to do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Um,
I know there's going to be stupid amounts of backtracking just from the different devices and whatnot that I know that I have to go back and find that I don't have the trinket yet that activates them.
Yeah,
And then I have to remember where they are. I'm like,
Yeah.
and I'm a completionist, and so I'm trying to do every single side quest in whatever area I'm in. Well, I found that I can't do all of them, but the story takes you back around to where you can, and I love how the story unfolds that way. If you miss something, it'll take you back or give you a way to get back to it.
Yeah. That's how are you liking it overall, T Prime? Before I jump into this.
All those 10 out of 10s I saw have come true for me so far.
Yeah.
I love it. I get wrapped up and lost in the world. Like, wow, this is awesome. This is beautiful. This is drawn well. These mechanics are great. Wow, this new realm on the same plane,
Yeah.
how they redid it.
How they just
whatever.
layer it?
Yeah, I was like, that's stinking cool.
Yeah.
How everything works with everything. I'm like, oh, that makes sense, and the gameplay, man, the malicious, head splitting,
Yes.
freezing, body ripping, boy.
Boy.
Gameplay is just amazing. And yes, Atreus is annoying a little bit at
A little
first,
bit.
but he comes
He
through
gets-
like
yeah.
a champ.
He gets a lot better. Yeah.
I forget about him half the time. I'm like,
Dude,
oh yeah, I can use you to shoot arrows.
you gotta use them as
Oh,
you get
he
further
does
on.
a lot more than that.
Yeah.
You'll find out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Without you even having to trigger him, he'll do it by himself. Like, hey, Dad. And like, oh,
Oh,
sure,
come on.
split.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been getting the skills and whatnot where he'll grab them, and I have the perk that if you hold R2, he like roids up and just smashes him with a heavy attack. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, yeah.
There's a really good perk he has too where he'll throw you like one of those little health stones. If you get
Yeah.
low, he's like, Dad, I found this. And he throws it at you and you get it immediately. So,
I got one light runic attack where he basically goes sub-zero. He holds his axe and just like points it and he shoots a freeze beam.
oh,
And
dude, I haven't got
and
that
it's
one.
like-
Fine, man.
it looks pretty stinking sweet.
That's awesome, dude.
I have noticed that some of those enemies are no goddamn joke.
No,
No,
Like,
you
I
you
was-
have to go bloodborne on them and like
You
dodge,
do.
dodge,
Yeah.
block,
dodge.
dodge.
Yeah.
No, I was exploring the Lake of the Nine and the gateways to the other realms before I knew
Yes.
what they were.
Yeah.
They were just a couple of dimensional rifts. I'm like, oh, cool, I'm going to go grab me some dust or whatever the hell it is that you get out of those, right?
Surprise!
And I'm like, I reach in, I'm like,
Oh,
okay, something's about to happen. Okay.
Yeah.
Something pops out and then just smacks me dead in one shot. I'm like,
yeah. They're a little over leveled for you
Oh.
sometimes.
Didn't see that happening.
Yeah.
Being stubborn, I went back. I'm like, all right, dodge out of the way. And then I'm like, oh, level 8, and you have a skull next to your name.
Yeah, that's not going to
Fucking
go
try
too
it.
well.
Yeah, I was the same way. Like purple
Range
bar,
shit.
I'm going to kill you anyway.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
give it my damnedest. And I did for about 4 or 5 tries. I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what? Fuck this. I'm coming back later.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Dude, the game, I have to agree with you guys. Like, I've literally ran into no bugs. And as I was telling y'all before, like, I was playing PUBG and I wanted to play God of War. And that never happened with me. Like, especially when it comes to shooters. Like, I'd rather just play a shooter sometimes. But, like, dude, just the way it feels when you play the game, you just feel like a badass. You know, you got that freaking axe and you're just smacking stuff and, like, you know, you have, and you know what it reminded me of as I was sitting there thinking it? I was like, why is it that I like, you know, the main character so much? He's kind of the quiet, stern kind of, you know, boy, read this kind of, you know. I was like, why do I like that? And I started thinking, I was like, because it, in a way, and just go with me here, in a way, it kind of reminds me of Master Chief. Like the silent, strong type that just freaking whips ass wherever he goes and gets everything done. So, yes.
Yes,
Yes.
and no.
Yeah. So, I mean, when I was playing it, literally, Circuit, it's literally like just,
Literally says.
I don't know how to
freaking good
explain
is
it
God of
other
War.
than it was good.
Boy.
Boy,
Enjoy.
boy,
Play
this
this.
is, boy, this is good. Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah. So, and it was crazy because in our Discord, I mentioned how, like, I haven't had a game I felt like this since probably Mass Effect 2 or 3. Like, where I just feel drawn in and that's all I want to do is play it. You know?
And for anyone who knows you, for you to say that, it's big because you're a uber Mass Effect fan.
That is freaking huge.
Fanboy, should I say.
You can say fanboy to, like, the max. And
To
so
the
it's freaking huge. For me, I mean, I want to hear y'all scores, but across the board, and I'm pretty close to the end. I think I've almost finished it, so that should tell you something else. But for me, absolutely 10-10. I don't know if there's any game coming up that can take away from it potentially being game of the year.
Yet.
Maybe Red Dead.
There you go.
Maybe.
We'll see.
But they're going to have
There's
to...
a good chunk of the year left, but
It's,
yeah.
it's
you're probably
they're
right.
gonna have to be really, really good because man, God of War is freaking. If you don't have a PS4, buy a PS4 just for this game because it's that good.
Yeah.
So scores. What y'all scores?
Okay.
Still 10 for me.
10. What do you got so far, Kurt?
Give me a second because I'm telling my computer to not update right now.
Don't update to Windows 95.
Yeah, don't restart right now.
Yeah, no, okay, tomorrow. Anyway, all right, we're good. So I would say, just because I want to remain a little bit skeptical, just to have a little bit of buffer
In progress.
in case something that really pisses me off,
Mhm.
I'm gonna give it a 9.
That's solid.
So it's still pretty high up there.
That's pretty
but
solid, man.
I don't want to be able to, like, say 10 out of 10 work in progress and be like, oh look, sorry, I changed my mind.
Right? Yeah.
So
Yeah, you don't
I
want
might
to
still
be
change my
again.
mind. Might be better, it might be worse. Who knows?
Leaving some room to improve.
Yeah.
But
You
I
know-
enjoy Norse mythology a lot, and I'm thoroughly loving it. And it kind of makes me want to go play Skyrim, truthfully.
Yeah.
Because-
Speaking of bugs, by the way, I did find one. I don't know if it's a bug, but Atreus apparently got too far back one time, and I came to the edge of a cave, cliff in a cave, and apparently it cuts to a cutscene. Well, he had to be there, so all of a sudden, Atreus literally is teleporting, like going as fast as a flash, and like knocks me out of the way. So my character gets hit, and all of a sudden Atreus is like, "Hey, Dad, look at that!" I'm like, "Really, dude? Really? Boy, slow down."
Boy, get out of my way. Yeah. Yeah.
But that's only a bug that I've found so far. Besides the bugs you kill.
Yeah. So Circuit, buy a PS4 and get it.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I think you'd love it, man.
There's 2 reasons to own a PS4.
There you go. And you got Spider-Man coming. Spider-Man looks legit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Horizon Zero
that's
Dawn,
going to touch God of War with a 10-foot
Uncharted
pole.
series,
With a 10-foot pole.
Last of Us. There's a few reasons.
Yeah. So
No, man, we can take a Last of Us off of there. Let's put that out there.
Yeah, I'm thinking Horizon, God of War, and Spider-Man.
those are
Uncharted.
Yes.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
You don't have to play Last of Us. Don't listen to Thaddeus.
You watch your mouth.
Yeah.
Dirty mouth.
Dirty mouth.
Didn't like it.
Dirty mouth and Log
Dirty
Assault will
mouth?
clean it up.
Or just give me a fucking platform to vent on.
There you go.
Yes.
So speaking of
You're welcome.
venting, let's just go into the next thing that we're going to talk about tonight, and that's Destiny 2. They had the reveal stream for Warmind, and which it's called Escalation Protocol May 8th. So
You know, something else happened on May 8th. What was it? Oh, yes, SmackDown.
SmackDown with somebody named Underdog. Yeah, I need to see you stream this, bro. I need some.
I'm not streaming it. Underdog's streaming it.
I need to see this. Maybe I should get in the game just so I can view it and shoutcast it.
You know, you see that over my shoulder? That is my TV, and under it is my Xbox.
Yeah,
That is on the opposite side of the room.
yeah.
No streaming for Dirty.
Then
Underdog is
I will stream
totally
it
on
and
him.
shoutcast it. That'll
Go
be
for
fun.
it.
That'll be fun.
Do it.
I can be like, oh, look at that hunter. He's mule bagging the warlock.
Only if he kills me.
Yeah. So Destiny has their new DLC coming out. We saw the reveal stream. You got Iron Banner coming out May 1st through the 8th, which is going to be Control. So I want to get y'all's general thoughts on the things you've seen on the reveal stream, and then we'll run through a few things real quick about Destiny 2. So general thoughts, guys.
You guys go first.
Okay, I have notes.
You made notes?
Can I say everything right away?
Yes.
I'm just doing
Like
it. I don't care.
professional.
All right.
Weird.
So, it's because I didn't want to forget and then go half-assed into this as soon as my note thing
Fair.
stops fucking up. All right, here we go. So, we have I'm going to start with PvP because that's where my notes start.
Yeah.
So, we've got Valor and Glory rank, right? Which is essentially prestige mode in Destiny now. Because you can, if you so choose, reset your glory rank. I don't know if they mentioned Valor or not, but you can do that with glory. I'm like, all right, so it's prestige mode.
It's prestige, yeah.
Way to take a dead mechanic. That's cool. But glory rank is the more hardcore of the two, right? So for anyone who may not have watched it, glory rank it goes up when you win, goes down when you lose. It's partially a way for them to incentivize players to not leave the match, because if you leave, it counts as a loss.
And this is just in competitive, right?
Yes.
And it multiplies. You get multipliers in both directions.
Yep. Wins or
You can go on
losses.
negative
And of
or
course,
positive streaks.
Let's point out that they still have not added the ability to pick your quick play types. Stupid as shit. Anywho's,
What else do you have for me, Dirty?
I have plenty. But that's just
Tell
I
me
was getting
Oh,
distracted.
tell me more.
So in glory rank, if when you reach certain ranks or every rank or whatever the hell it is, you get rewards such as weapons. And one of the weapons that they showcased was, I'm gonna fucking stumble over this, Redrix's Claymore.
You got it right. Yeah.
I hate that name because it's gonna fuck me up something fierce.
Claymore is a sword, right?
Yes, and ironically, that gun looks a shit ton like the Valkyrie from Mass Effect. Just pointing that out.
Oh, that is actually kind of true.
But yeah, so here we go. Totally digressing again. But you get that gun specifically from glory rank in PvP. No other way to get it.
Oh,
so
hope you don't get stuck in a glory hole.
in a sense,
I was waiting for an opportunity.
the perks
Beat me to it.
make it pretty powerful if you can become good with it. I forget what they are, but they stack and it's just ridiculous. So if you're like myself or Thaddeus, the dirty casuals when it comes to PvP,
Yeah.
how is that gonna balance out and or be fair in a quick play or an iron banner setting for people who don't do glory rank, who aren't getting these weapons, who can't match those weapons? How is that going to be fair? That kind of irritated me. Pointing to yourself does nothing for me right now. It
It's because you need a mule with you.
doesn't matter. I don't understand how that's going to be balanced. They need to find a way to balance that and find weapons to answer that, because if that can't be answered, that's bullshit. you're forcing people into fucking glory rank, and I fucking hate that.
I think on that,
If they can't.
I think there's supposed to be multiple weapons that can compete with it. It's just something you can chase. So.
Yeah, if we honestly
That is
all
the
think
carrot.
that there's one gun that's going to destroy everybody else, why are we even going to play it? That sounds incredibly
saying.
unbalanced and not fun.
Yeah.
So, I actually have more of a reason to try PvP. I actually want to try and play it more.
Yeah.
With these changes that are going to be happening. They did showcase a couple of other weapons that they're buffing up or making more fun in general. Crimson, which I guess is the Red Death hand cannon. I never had it, and I kind of forgot it was a thing. So they added more ammo to that beast. But the one I'm kind of interested in is Skyburner's Oath.
Yeah.
I have it, haven't touched it, but it looks like it's going to be fun as shit. And I think I'm going to try to kill Underdog with the Skyburner's Oath.
The little area effect.
The little area of effect.
That'll be bonus points.
Oh, man. I will not die.
He says
You
in
will
stream,
die.
you will die.
Another one that they're adding to is Hardlight, which I never got Hardlight. I've never gotten it. But I really want it now because I think it's going to be even better in a PvE setting because you can switch elements on the fly.
Right.
You don't have to mod it out.
That was the biggest disadvantage before, is you had to go to your pause menu.
Yeah.
Which, sorry, I mean,
Yeah.
since the 360
Granted-
days, it's always taken too long.
Yeah. I mean, it's not D1 where you're going to have to sit there for 15 seconds and pray to Christ nothing kills you from behind.
Yeah.
But still, it's pretty handy.
Yeah.
And lastly, of my notes, the PvE side of things, that's weird. Anyway, I am thoroughly disappointed to see the reintroduction of a horde mode revitalized as a goddamn public event.
Yeah, I can
I don't
see.
like that.
You'd rather
don't
it be
wanna
more of an
have to-
arena setting, like in House of Wolves?
Yeah, where it has its own little space. You can go there anytime you want, do it whenever you want, walk out, and be done with it.
It kind of
Instead
does,
of having
though.
to go there,
Like, it's
wait
going to
for the
be in specific area.
Okay, well, is it going to be like, here, this is happening right here, right now, get there or lose it?
Yes.
Well, you can start it at any time. Players activate it at any time. It's not on a set schedule, really.
Yeah, you'll have a rotating boss for 5 weeks though. So
No, that's not the issue. Is the boss is the way that they're. My issue with it is that it is a public event. I don't want it
Right.
to be a public event.
you want it to
I want
actually
to
be kind of like a mini raid kind of thing.
In a sense, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd
Well,
feel
like
more happy with it. With
An activity you queue up for.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
And here's my deal. Original OG Horde mode from Gears of War, the biggest difference is they put it on like every map.
Yeah.
You had a large selection of maps, like all the multiplayer maps. Okay, Bungie, where you at? You got a shitload of maps.
Yeah.
Do this on those with different enemy types. Okay, the problem with House of Wolves, you stuck us in the same prison, the same 4 prisons, over and over again. Which at least there was some variety. In this, it's just the one place.
Yeah.
That sounds like it could get boring even a little bit faster. So I think they need to utilize more spaces, and I understand it's okay, yeah, we got to program all this other crap for each individual's unique space so that it hoards the correct way. But I think that would be worth doing so they can eventually add more of these events to other places.
That kind of makes sense. If
Yeah.
this version of their horde mode, the public event horde mode, is a hit, it works well for all people, and they could, like you said, they could probably find a way to incorporate that on a different map, different planet, whatever. And for me, I kind of like it because being a filthy casual, if some of the people aren't on, I can go there and join randos in the public event and still get drops versus, queuing up. Well, it's kind of the same way, actually.
Yeah, and what I was saying earlier, and kind of Scarecrow mentioned it in chat, is that it's not a public event, but it's in a public space. So it's just something that you can access in the public space, and then you have to run through all the mechanics. You have to fight all the bosses.
Yeah.
There's going to be a variety of different things that you have to do in these mechanics. So they're going to have kind of quasi mini raid mechanics. It's just going to be in a public space rather than like in a actual raid setting or like a Prison of Elders setting type thing. So
It's like when you used to go to the Dreadnought.
yeah.
Mhm.
So
Like you would queue that thing up.
yeah.
Fantastic.
And hey, I just want to give a shout out to the Power Hour and the Shed team. Thanks for that hot host, man. Appreciate that, guys.
Hashtag power charge.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So it's pretty cool. I mean, for me, just to offset some of y'all's Debbie Downers here, when I was watching the reveal stream, I was freaking excited, man. Like I was watching it, I felt like, okay, this feels like kind of like old Destiny, kind of coming back, gave me a little bit more excitement, gave some cool things. The only letdown that I had, because I was thinking like, hey, great, we're gonna get a new enemy. You get the freaking hive again, man.
Yeah.
It's like it's just the hive on ice.
It's the Hive on Ice. The musical.
It's exactly sounds like a musical. Yeah.
It does. I mean, I'm not super salty on this, but it's just there are things that I'd rather see changed or differently. Because if it is just in a public space, as Scarecrow has pointed out, that's fine. But to counteract that with some skepticism, not the matchmaking, but the server instances
Yeah.
for some of those planets have been really shoddy in the past.
Yeah.
Where you have to re-fast travel to an area, which I'm assuming it will be similar to that.
Well, it's in an open
the
space.
The Archon's Forge, the thing on the Dreadnought, they had a
Yeah.
slightly little different area that match made you like in secret.
Yeah.
The stealth matchmaking that people eventually learned how to manipulate, but sometimes it just kind of screwed you over.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I gotta say too, like the fact that they're gonna have 5 different bosses every week with loot specific for each week of the boss does give me, at least for me, an incentive to actually log back in, because there's too many great games out right now, right?
Oh,
I mean,
too many.
so many freaking. I mean, we were just gushing about God of War, but like, you know, like why should I go back and play Destiny? Oh, you got a new boss just this week with specific loot just this week that I can earn, or I have to wait 6 more weeks to try to get it. Okay, I'm going to log in tonight and try to get it. You know, come on, bros.
Now that's treating it like a game as a service should be treated.
Yeah, let's LFG. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Let's go play it. You know, so
that is a plus. I just hope I see it in different areas eventually.
Yeah,
Going to the same place, shooting the same guys with the same background music, the same scenery. 2 weeks.
Yeah. And, you know, there's supposed to be, I believe PlayStation is getting a exclusive strike, and then there's going to be 2 new strikes, Strange Terrain and the Wheel of the Thousands. So that's going to be interesting to kind of see what that is. So you're going to get a new vendor location. You're going to get Clovis Spray. You're going to get some new armor that we actually got to see a few of the exotics. And you know, they were talking about earlier, and just to get you guys' thoughts on this, they're talking about a bunch of exotics coming back, and it feels like the age of the exotics. Like they're actually going to be kind of exotic. So what do y'all think about that? Are y'all happy about it?
I'm mixed. I have mixed feelings. I'm
They need
tired of them
attention.
bringing stuff back.
Yeah.
I always kind of felt like it was just the cheap way out. It's like, either give me less exotics that are all brand new, or shell out for new ones in the same amount. I mean, I know we had our Facebook post, we had like 11 plus pictures on it. Like 4 of them were old school fucking exotics. I'm like, granted, yes, we're getting new ones. Fantastic. Love it. Curious to see what they can do. But they are bringing back old ones, and I'm not super fond of that.
As long as the new outweighs the old, kind of like when
Exactly.
Destiny 2 was first announced, and we were first talking about this, and we first found out they were bringing back exotics from D1. As long as it doesn't replace the potential for new content, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, some of the stuff looked cool. The only thing that I'm really excited about when it comes to armor is basically the new hero, which is actually going to be hunter focused. So I'm, as a hunter main, I'm a little excited about that. So
You know, that's just gonna suck.
Anna?
yeah,
Anna Bray?
yeah,
I loved in the reveal stream they showed her augmented eyes focusing.
yes,
I'm like,
yes.
that is so awesome.
Yeah. And, you know, the only other thing really, and we kind of touched on Crucible already, but the only other thing that I'm excited about that's worth mentioning, at least for me, is private matches. Like I'm ready for some bro shenanigans and some private matches. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm ready to kick some underdog ass. So,
Yeah,
And hey, with private matches, you can go in as an observer if you wanted to.
that's true. Yeah,
Go ahead and
it's
shout
so
cast.
cute how underdog thinks she's gonna win.
we'll
I just
see,
wanna
man.
Go over here and pass the land.
Yeah. Cool, guys. Well, I think we've kind of talked about Destiny the last few weeks, kind of beat it down like a dead horse. So we're going to go ahead and move on to our next segment, which is Shots Fired, where we ask you guys, the listeners, the viewers, people on Twitter, Discord, Facebook, wherever you can find Mulehorn Gaming, to send us your questions or comments with hashtag AskAnalog. So we're just going to kick this off, and we got our bro Jonathan on Twitter, known as Daddy Tracks, and he says, Spyro the Dragon was my first video game, and I'm super thrilled about the remaster trilogy coming out this fall. What game or series was impactful enough for you early on that you'd like to see remastered again? Hashtag AskAnalog.
I think, given now that I have a PS4,
Yeah.
I feel like they've already done it, but the Jack and Daxter series.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I feel like it's been modernized.
Yeah, I think they came
More or
out. I
less,
think
right?
they remastered it a while ago. I have to pick that back up. But that was one of the first games I had on my PS2 when I got the PS2 back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
So,
You know, I gotta say, I saw this on Twitter today or somewhere, and I would love to see a remastered and reimagined Earthworm Jim.
Yeah. That was a fun
Yeah,
game.
Drops
Yeah.
the mic.
Yeah.
Earthworm Jim or Toe-Jam and Earl.
I never played Toe Jim and Earl.
best.
Never played that one either.
I know. Hate me like dirty. I mean, hate me.
Yeah, those are two different levels of hate.
Yeah.
Yeah, Earthworm Jim would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. I would be into that. I'd like to see some sort of resurgence. Of course, bringing back the retro like I always like. The shmups, the vertical scrolling shoot 'em up gun
Oh,
shooters
yeah.
like Galaga, you know.
Contra?
Got a hankering for that. One of my favorite NES games was Gun Knack, and it just opened me up into the world of Danmaku, the bullet hell shooters where you're just moving around the screen really
Yep.
fast, dodging, blowing stuff up.
Those are
I
fun.
dig it. And
Yeah.
the last one I saw, there's a Galaga that came out in the 360 era. You know, it's in Xbox Game Pass, so go check it out. It's pretty cool. But you know, is it a dying genre? Yeah, no, it's dead. But I'd like to see a new one.
So for me, I would definitely, I'm going to go a little old school here with an OG Xbox game that I felt like was really ahead of its time. It was buggy as crap back then, but it was super fun
Fable?
game.
No.
Yeah, no. A super fun game, had a great story, had like really cool mechanics to it where it was kind of almost like you were a Jedi and you also use guns. And that's Advent Rising. I don't know if you guys ever played that, but I think you can still buy it and play it on PC. It's like I said, lots of bugs, but the story and the thought of how it could be was super cool. And it's basically where you're on Earth, you make first contact with these aliens, and as you find out, these aliens have been looking for you for years, and they're like, "Oh, you're actually like a god." I don't know if you knew that. Humans are gods. And you start discovering all this history about how you create worlds and how you have all these powers and abilities, and you're fighting this other alien race that almost wiped out all of humanity because they didn't think you were gods and thought you were inferior to them. So anyways, really, really cool game. Go check it out sometime. I think you guys would like it. So, all right. So moving on, we got one from Modlight19, our bro in Discord. And he says, I personally was disappointed finding out that D2 Horde mode was more or less a public event. What are your thoughts? We've touched on it a little bit, but any other thoughts you want to expand on?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to get technical, defining semantics, I guess it isn't a public event, but it's pretty much a public event.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. Just if I have to queue in and fly to the opposite side of and drive to the opposite side of the map because there's not a point that I can queue in at.
Yeah.
Like, don't make it a pain in the ass for me to find it.
yeah.
Yeah. I was hoping for more, man. I mean, like we were talking in Discord Mod Light, I was hoping for more of like a Halo ODST fire team mode or firefight mode, like something like that, or like Gears, how they have their horde mode.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be so freaking good, dude.
Yeah. Firefight, horde mode from Gears. Yeah, and
Yep.
again, utilize all those extra maps you guys have, man. I'm telling you, like 30, 40, 50 maps you guys could turn into horde mode arenas.
Yeah.
Put them in a playlist, they rotate, you get different. Come on, like how hard is that?
Yeah, it'd be really cool, man.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. All right, so moving on, we got a asking log from Chloe, which is Dwayne's daughter here, and she says, "What's your favorite Nintendo Switch game? Mine is Splatoon 2. Hashtag ask analog."
Can't has
man.
words, huh?
This is gonna be you, Circuit. I can't answer because I don't own a Switch.
Oh, yeah. Huh. Yeah, so actually, I haven't gotten to jump into the new Kirby game yet because I wanted to really play that and be able to testify as to that game's goodness and everything. But so far, I'm going with Mario Odyssey.
Nice.
Because Mario Kart 8 would win, but I feel like it came out last gen and we just got a deluxe version for the Switch, which is awesome and holds up beautifully and is fantastic to play. But Mario Odyssey made me feel like I was playing Nintendo 64 again, which
Oh,
I know all you little kids out there don't know what that is, but ask your mom and pop.
snap.
Back when,
Go to a pre-played
So-
game store and just have them buy you one for Christmas.
No Zelda?
yeah. Man, Zelda's great. Zelda is great, but it is also huge and expansive. And I had one of
I
those
gotcha.
moments where I went into one of the shrines, just had my ass handed to me, and went, well, I'm clearly in the wrong level area, so I need to find my way out of the dark or like start over the game or
So
something.
it sounds like Mule and God of War.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
like Mule in The Witcher 3, where I'm kind of stuck in a bad way. And
Hey,
I've been to it
we're in
to
a hot spot.
turn it back on.
Yeah.
It's like Ocarina of Time. You're stuck halfway in the water temple and you haven't played for 3 months, so you don't know which keys you need to get. and
Yeah. Dude, every
ugh.
time I play Witcher 3, I get to the exact same spot, which is where I get to the spot where I fight the bird thing. And I'm like, I'm kind of done.
Bird thing.
It's like at the very beginning.
What?
The Griffin?
Yeah, there you go.
You barely even got anywhere in the game.
You played the game for half an hour.
Oh my god!
God, I hate you.
Every time I play it, I get to the beginning where I start.
Every time I play it,
These are your stupid hard
And look,
fights.
I think I've gotten a
story
little-
my face and I die.
I've gotten a little past that. Not very far,
Awful.
but yeah. Yeah.
I
disappoint
don't
me.
have words.
So I'm fired.
I am
Shit.
disappointed.
yeah.
I am disappointed.
Right. So moving on, we got one from our bro
There's
Nate
no
Jones.
nothing that you fail as a gamer.
Gamer
Nate-
card revoked.
He says, and this is a good one because actually it opens up tonight, Infinity Wars. So he says, what is your favorite Marvel Cinematic Universe movie and why? Hashtag Ask Analog. What's yours?
Not it.
Tough.
Oh, dang. I got
It's
mine
between
ready to go.
Guardians 1 and 2 for me.
Yeah, there you go. I was trying to think of them. Like, I know there's one.
Yeah, 2 is really good, but like the first one's always the best one, so it's kind of like I don't know.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? No, Doctor Strange.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Yeah.
My all-time favorite is Guardians of the Galaxy 1.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great ones, but that one just kind of takes the cake for me.
Yeah.
Dude, still the music, the way it's set up in the movie, man.
It's so good, right?
Ooga
Come and
chaka,
get your
ooga
love.
chaka.
Yeah.
Dance off, bro.
It's a dance off. I'll take it back. Yeah. For me, it's got to be Winter Soldier. You know, I love me some Cap. So, and it's either that one or Civil War. Both of those are great because
Civil War is good.
I'd pick Civil War for the Cap movies. That was good.
both of them just really shine on Cap with all the things I love about him. You know, just never giving up, good heart, good dude. You know, so yeah.
Never gonna give America up.
I'm never going to
let you go. What?
Moving on. Okay, so our next one, Alamo Jack, and he says, and I'll add on to that one and ask, what is your least favorite MCU movie? Hashtag Ask Analog.
The first Hulk.
Yeah, I was
first.
gonna say, wasn't there a Hulk that no one talks about?
Yeah.
Under the rug.
Can we throw that one out?
Didn't happen.
Nope.
Because that's obvious.
You can take it out, and it would not make a single difference in the MCU universe at all.
Mm.
Yeah. So can we just throw it out and get a different one?
Doesn't exist. Deleted. Deleted.
Yeah. So man, least favorite.
You know, it might not be popular opinion. I did not like Dark World that much.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would.
I think that's probably the second one that you could say,
That was. Yeah, that was
watch
probably
the
it for
last
me.
10 minutes. and
Yeah,
you're good.
that one just didn't strike me as like, oh, this is cool. Like,
Well, like our buddy Nate, who's gone through to review all of the Marvel movies.
yes.
Hashtag Road to Infinity.
Yeah, Road Trip to Infinity.
Road
He
trip.
pointed out how at the end of Dark World is when you kind of see what's up with Odin. You know,
Yeah.
which I guess is a moderate spoiler, but yeah, there's something up with Odin. So
Yep. I have to agree. All right, so moving on to our next one. Johnny Cage 80 fries. Thanks, Johnny.
Nice change.
Thanks, Johnny. Nice play there, bro, on the last podcast. He says, God of War is amazing, and just one more reason why great story-driven single-player games still have a place in gaming. Sony has been killing it, but Xbox has had some great single-player games before. What single-player IPs would you like Xbox to bring back this gen, or do you think they will bring back at E3? Hashtag Ask Analog.
ooh, I mean, we're seeing a lot of Halo in the news, and it's not about Halo 6, but it gets me thinking. It just gets me thinking. I'm
Yeah.
not sure if we have any reason to believe that we'll see something, but maybe.
Yeah.
Exclusive single players from Xbox.
That are exclusive to Xbox.
Single player IP. Whoops.
Yeah. It's,
Not Halo then.
Well, I think that's the only one they're really going to have. I mean, that's what I think is they're bringing it to PC. They're bringing all those games to PC is what I think.
Right.
I mean,
You know.
you can't really. What does Xbox have that's single player?
That's the thing,
Super
man. They're
Lucky's
struggling.
Tale 2.
They have
Fable?
what?
Fable?
Super Lucky's Tale, that Fox game.
Basically.
I mean,
'Cause you can't say Halo because that's co-op. You
Yeah.
can't say Gears because
Yeah.
that's co-op.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not co-op exclusive. You
They both
can
have
co-op,
multiplayer. So.
but there is no option to co-op in God of War.
yeah.
Yeah, I think Fable's a strong contender for just purely because of the rumor mill is
Yeah.
grinding the hell out of that one. I mean, it's because everybody kind of wants it.
And we heard last year it was kind of something in the works. So who knows, man?
Yeah, and the way you see people talking about it, depending on where you're reading comments or forum posts, people are like, it's basically known. It's basically going to happen. Blah, 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 blah.
Basically.
Basically.
It's essentially confirmed. So keep your ear to the ground for that one.
Yeah.
And not an Xbox exclusive, of course, but I'm still saying Borderlands.
Yeah.
Yes, and hell yes. I wanna
Probably
see this.
Borderlands. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. So we're moving into some of the questions in the chat on Mixer, and we have from our bro Nate Johns. He said, "This is NFL draft inspired question since it's kicking off tonight." And he says, if you were starting a team of video game characters, who would be your first overall pick? I know. I know.
Master Chief.
Okay, should we collaborate into one team?
Well, you can only pick one. He's your first pick, your overall pick of all the characters.
Oh, your first overall pick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no.
So you could only pick one from all of the characters. Who would be your overall? I'm just going to go first since you guys have to think here for a second. And it would absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, it would take me 2 seconds to go and tell them that I have my pick in. Shepard. The dude is just a legend. It'd be Commander Shepard, man. He's a legend.
Shepard?
Yep. Like, he's a dude. He's just a normal dude, and he gets the job done, man.
You know, I was first going to go with Master Chief because he could out Shepard, but after playing God of War, Crota's unstoppable. I mean, he is a one-man
Did
team.
you say Crota?
He may have.
Kratos.
Kratos.
Okay, much like Mule, here's my gamer card.
Oh, that's Kratos' brother, Crota.
Kratos. Yes, Kratos. Yeah.
And the third one no one talks about, Skrotos.
Kratos.
Testicles, the Greek god of manliness.
Testicles.
Testicles.
The Balchinian. All right, yeah, I mean, Master Chief makes the most sense to me because I'll steal that one from you if you're leaving it, because he sounds like someone who could probably play the shit out of a football game. Actually,
Yeah.
he'd tackle you out of the stadium.
Right.
Yeah, but also I see in chat from Reapermus Prime, Marcus Phoenix is an obvious.
That's a good one. That's a legit
fantastic first pick. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, he's my background, so I'm just gonna have to say Geralt.
I knew it was coming.
Because I can actually play The Witcher 3 past the first Griffin fight, you dick. Spoiler
Sorry.
alert, there's another Griffin fight.
Sorry, not sorry. It's okay. You can spoil me all you want on Witcher 3.
That's like, yeah,
Just
I
like your
played
real
I played
RPGs, that's
Skyrim
all.
for a pretty decent amount of time. I got to the first dragon fight. You know. It's like the
I got
one
the,
in Helgen.
what is it, White Deer?
Yeah.
I got the White Deer or whatever it's called. White
Yeah.
Run.
Okay.
White Run.
Yeah, Nabelsblom.
Yeah.
White deer.
Sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly, but all the same.
Yeah. Oh,
Best
he was
RPGs
saying
ever made.
Witcher 3 is, one of the best RPGs ever made. I'd have to say Mass Effect. But okay. So, all right, we're going on.
RPG in comparison to Witcher 3, but okay.
Well, I like this next question.
Mhm.
Underdog.
It's a
Okay,
tough one.
go ahead, Mr. Circuit 8. Show me your narrator voice here.
Who would you rather have narrate your life, Zavala or Kratos?
Crota?
Crota?
Hey,
Boy.
Boy, Crota.
I mean Zavala. Come on, he was badass in Fringe, and he's got a badass voice.
I like Zavala.
I mean,
Yeah.
to be fair, if we're going off badass voice, Christopher Judge's voices ain't nothing to fuck with.
That's
Thank-
true.
I was
Yeah.
originally going to choose Zavala. Then I realized who Kratos is
Right.
and who
But-
Christopher Judge, his
Teal-
voice is, without trying to be someone, is amazing.
hmm
I mean,
Boy. I wouldn't want my
sure.
life story to be like, boy, he's alive.
Exactly.
Boy, he's dead.
Boy, he never finished Witcher 3.
Yeah.
Like that's
That's-
a Buddy Holly song, "Waiting to Heaven." Oh boy.
Oh boy, oh boy.
So that's why I would pick Zavala as well, because he's not as uptight as Kratos is.
He's got a very storyteller voice.
He does.
That he
He's-
does. That he
He's
does.
not distant. He's not all sheltered and closed off to everything that's happening around him.
Yeah.
I
He
guess
would,
I'll-
he would actually narrate your life, as to where Kratos, God damn it, that is.
I win!
Kratos would just cut so many corners and be like, boy, he is doing something. I don't fully understand why.
Yeah.
No, he says,
Seems important
don't know.
to him.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess I just picked him because of Christopher Judd. But if we're going to go off the character they play, yeah, Zavala.
Yeah.
They're both solid choices.
Yeah.
Solid.
Solid. So moving on to our bro, Jumbaloo82. And he says, what's the worst game you ever played? Hashtag Ask Analog. Oh, little product placement here. There we go.
Oh.
Rolas Egper.
Bad time for product placement after that question.
Well,
Well,
Jeez,
it's-
Mule.
It can't
That
be the
is-
worst
that
I've
is
played
pretty
because it's
True,
not
because
out
you haven't
yet.
played it.
Hashtag not worst game.
Thanks, Mule. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying, Jumbaloo, as a quick thing, you should have some sort of Easter egg for Rolas Egper.
That
I
would
don't
be
care
good.
what it is.
That would be good. Yeah.
Just because that. Every week, just Rolas Egper.
Okay, so I'll drop one that recently entered my life. The last time we were at PAX, not this year, but last year, my wife actually picked up a little gem on the Nintendo 64 that was a sequel to one of her favorite NES games, Paperboy. So you have Paperboy 2 that's on the Nintendo 64, and boy, is it
Boy.
terrible.
Yeah.
And she beat it in like 45 minutes, and the graphics and controls were awful. Yeah. It was like just what a letdown.
What about you guys? Mr.
I'm
Kurt.
still thinking.
Oh man, I got one.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Poop it out. Poop it out.
Sorry, not sorry, Johnny Dark Souls.
Dark Souls. Oh,
Oh,
shots
no.
Worst
indeed
game.
Shots
fired.
Sorry,
Calling
dude.
Dark
I
Souls
know he loves that game.
Please.
It's like his favorite thing in the world, and I really don't mean to bash on it, but I don't like that game at all.
It's terrible.
It's terrible.
Terrible.
And
Get
that's how
good.
the
I can
segment
hear him
got
saying
its
it in his little
name.
UPS truck right now. Get good, Dirty. I'm like, I am good, Johnny. I just don't have the patience of a saint.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. What about you, Thaddeus Prime?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of a game that actually I didn't like for whatever reason. It's not coming to mind.
Yeah.
I think every game I had, I played to finish the game or to some degree, I don't know, liked it. So I don't know.
Just kind of
Maybe
put
you
it
just
down.
stick your neck out more often and find some games you don't like.
It's true.
Probably true.
Yeah.
Dirty your hands with work.
Dirty your hands.
Xbox Game Pass is only
Bad
$10 a month. Plenty of little gems in there. I'm sure you'll find one you don't
I'm
like.
sure I will.
So, for me, I don't know. I guess I could say it's the worst. I don't really know because I didn't play it very long. What do you know? But it was like free with gold, and I tried it, and it was Lords of the Fallen. And I could not get the hang of that game, and I was just like, I don't know if I like this game.
You know what? That reminds me. I'm going to take that back. Not Dark Souls. Van Helsing. Oh,
I've never played that one either. I haven't.
I've only played them with games with gold. I played the first one with games in gold back on the 360, and then they had like 2 or 3 or whatever it was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And those games just suck. I'm sorry, but anytime you can sell your equipped weaponry, your game sucks.
Oh, I get what happened here. You probably sold something you had equipped.
I did sell something I had equipped. I'm like, where the fuck did it go? I couldn't even buy it back.
Oh,
Double fail.
double
See-
fail indeed.
See, but this is 2018. Vendors need a buyback program. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Overall, the gameplay was not that good. It tried too hard to be Diablo, and it failed epically.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So our last one here, what we got is from our bro Scarecrow21. He says, with the new Avenger movie out, what characters from Marvel that isn't already in the movies would you like to see? I'd love to see Deadpool show up for no good reason but to shit on Spider-Man or something like that. Hashtag Ask Analog. So what?
Yeah, what he said, that'd be hilarious.
Right?
Like,
See,
hey guys,
Deadpool-
Thanos is kind of kicking your ass.
Yeah, Deadpool wouldn't shit on him because he's obsessed with Spider-Man when it comes to the comics. So
Yeah.
he would definitely do a cameo, like
Want a chimichanga?
yeah, want a chimichanga? Get good, kid.
Man, geez, I don't know. That's a tough one. Maybe someone from the
everybody's in
Fantastic
it.
Four,
That's true.
Right.
like
right.
Silver Surfer or
Little-
somebody like that.
I
That'd be
would
cool.
love to see Silver Surfer make some kind of cameo.
Yeah.
In it. Oh,
Mhm.
because he ties into Thanos,
Yeah.
extensively.
I
in the
mean,
universe.
they've had some battles, so
some battles for sure.
yeah.
Am I lame if I kind of wish that the X-Men would come back to some sort of prominence?
You know what?
'Cause, like,
I
I
think
grew up with that series and those movies and stuff, and I feel like they haven't been around as an adult.
haven't they
the
been
same
bought
back.
by Disney now or somebody like
Yeah.
that? Maybe I was just reading they might be.
I mean, they were sold to another
Yeah,
company.
I can't remember. Yeah,
I mean, I figured there could be there's always different TV show and movie licensing rights and different stuff.
Yeah.
Different people have different abilities, so it's kind of hard to keep up with who all can do what.
do what and yeah.
Yeah.
Well, cool, guys. Well, that was a fun cast. It was fun talking about Destiny 2 and God of War because, oh, my God. You know what I'm going to do right after this? I'm going to go play some
Go
God,
play
of,
God of
War.
War?
I am going to
Mhm.
play some God of War. So, guys,
Same
we really...
here.
Yep. We really appreciate it, guys. If you like our podcast, don't forget to check out the cool cats at ninjapancake.com. And if you would, like us on Facebook, leave us a review on iTunes. You can follow us all on Twitter. You got at Dirty Bombs, at Circuit 8, you got at Thaddeus Prime, and all of us at Millhorn Gaming. And remember, guys, when in doubt, blow it up!